It's the end of the day, so that means we get to sit down for a beer at the blind spot. Delightful, delightful. I'm joined by Potter and Alan and Maui Snake. Welcome. Ooh, we got some low-tempo, smooth jazz in the background. Is this how you like your bars? This is like wine bar music.
Where I can hear my date talk. Yes. I'm so interested.
Wait, Maui, did you down a beer before we did this?
Two.
Okay, nice.
I like how we have the Holy Grail from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade at the bottom of the table. It's right there.
It's got some lights in it, actually. It's nice. Creates some ambiance.
I don't know why it's there, but I enjoy it.
It's a nice center. It's a nice piece.
It's a ode to Sean Connery.
Mm-hmm. It's empty, just like Diggs' future in this tournament. Although they did walk away with some prize money, so good for them.
All right, we do have Valde here for an interview, which is very exciting because he's been excellent lately on OG. Haven't you, Valde? Rate your own play out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Very good.
Yes.
Excellent.
That
Love
is accurate.
accurate. Love the confidence. We appreciate that. So first up, things were getting a little dicey there on Nuke. And recently, when you guys start losing, you tend to keep losing. So what was different this time? How did you turn it around in that game to make the comeback?
Well, I think some of the key rounds on the CT side, we just kind of fucked up, to be honest. A lot of them, I really feel like we should have closed them out, and that would have obviously given us an easier game. So I think we just kind of said no tilt and just grinded back one round at a time, and that's kind of what we did. So
how come you don't do that all the time?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, our CT side has been kind of shit lately.
No, if you could just be like no tilt and then you don't tilt, I would just do that all the time, personally.
Was getting control of your guys' economy more of a key condition for this win today? Because it felt like that's why you guys lost yesterday.
Yeah, I think it goes without saying that when you play the CT side of Nuke, it's a lot about economy. If you win the early rounds, you can kind of snowball and you will always have full utility. Matsu can have the orb and so on. So I think economy on CT side Inferno, CT side Nuke and stuff like this really impacts the game a lot.
You know,
You go.
okay. As of late, Valde, we've been talking on the desk that our fear is that OG has been tilting a lot in their matches. Today on Nuke, we kind of saw Dignitas in the lead in the first half a lot of the times, clutching out rounds. Was there a moment where anybody on OG had to step up and say anything, do anything to keep your guys' head in the game, or was today just a good day for OG?
It's a little bit of both, to be honest. I really feel like we had some shaky moments where we could have lost the game. I think me and Nisa really tried to keep up the spirit, but everyone was chiming in and everyone got important kills in the end. So I think it was a team effort today.
So Valde, in the group stage, you lost the first game against Genji, and then after that game, you looked way better, especially in that final group final against VP. In the playoffs, you lost the first game against MIBR. Will we see the same in the playoffs? Can OG win this?
I really think so, yeah. In my opinion, we can beat any team at this tournament. It's all about ourselves, our agreements, and the things we prepare for before the game. If we execute them well, I'm pretty confident we can win Flashpoint.
I talked to NBK yesterday, and he told me that since you guys weren't participating in the Blast Showdown, you guys had a week to kind of get ready for this MIBR match. He said you took a few days off, and then you spent a lot of time practicing very specifically for MIBR. What do you think went wrong in that match? Because you guys kind of got bodied, especially in that third map. Were they doing things that you didn't expect, or was your communication breaking down? What would you say was the major point of failure?
As far as I remember, we lost a lot of B explosions in the early rounds, and then they also won some insane clutches. We did actually prepare really well for them, I would say, so I wouldn't blame it on preparation. I think it was more of the fact that we didn't really turn up individually, and maybe we were sleeping a bit on the key rounds, and yeah, against a team like MIBR that can really punish you and play this momentum-based style, I think they just kind of snowballed us, to be honest. So I think if we face them again, it will be a different story.
Valde, when you looked at the list of the teams of this event before that week 1, which team was it that you expected to meet in the grand finals, or maybe feared a little bit, like some rumors milling around that this team would be your strongest opponent?
Oof. I would probably say Fnatic. Okay. I feel like we had a lot of close games against Fnatic in the past, so to me at least, Fnatic is the best team in the tournament, aside from us.
Not on the lookout for Big at all? Were you surprised that Envy almost upset Big in the winner's bracket?
I didn't get to watch the entire game, but it was definitely surprising that it got so close. In my opinion,
they
Big
probably
is a
should
way
have
better team.
lost. Truly, they probably should have lost.
I mean, if you tell me this, it's quite surprising actually to me. Maybe it was the unknown factor, the fact that they didn't play them before. Maybe that played a part, but it's hard for me to say when I didn't watch the game. But I think Big is also a really strong team. So yeah, Big and Fnatic, those two are probably the ones I will point out.
To go on Potter's question, do you think that there's a team in this event that you've either been scrimming or heard rumors of that is better than people would expect?
I think the new Mad Lions maybe. I think looks pretty strong at the moment. So maybe I would name them as the underdog.
All right. Any other questions? Alan has no more questions.
Actually, I have one. So on the CT side, a lot of the times your positions are long anchor, ramp player. It feels like you're kind of trapped in those spaces where you can have a really good game, but that doesn't necessarily translate to wins. Is there anything you're trying to provide or do at those spots to go above and beyond? Because I feel like every time I see you get 2 kills at your spots, so really consistently, even sometimes staying alive, but there is a limit to what you can do. Is there anything you think you could provide or anything like that?
I think you're spot on in the sense that when you play these solo spots, let's say we have a game where they don't come at my position, I'm pretty aware that I need to maybe do some playmaking elsewhere. So let's take ramp nuke, for example. Sometimes you'll see me go secret. Sometimes I'll maybe go with the guys on inner. I'm really trying to be dynamic and all over the place so you don't become stale and just too passive. So I guess keep being dynamic and roaming around the map is really important for me as a player.
Cool.
All right. Well, thank you, Valde, for joining us here at the Blind Spot. Hope you get a beer tonight to celebrate your victory. You are, definitely in contention for the Flashpoint MVP, so it's really nice to talk to you. And I hope we get many more winners interviews with you as we head towards the grand final.
Likewise, bro. Take care.
What a lovely gentleman. Is he your MVP candidate? Let's start there.
It's him or KNG for me.
I think that's fair.
At this point, it's got to be one of those two players. You might have said someone like Sersen throughout the group stages, but I think that last game against MIBR and the quarterfinal, I think he fell pretty flat, actually, especially compared to a player like KNG, who was on fire in that
KNG's been absolutely incredible, for sure.
So I'd say it's between those two, but Valde is definitely in contention.
I think Brolin is actually kind of snuck up on us a little bit. I think he's been really darn good in his matches, but I think Valde and Brolin right now are probably my 2 favorite riflers to watch in this tournament.
I wouldn't put Valde in mine, to be honest.
Really?
No. I think Brolan, Searson, Xantares, these are all above Valde for me, to be honest. But today and yesterday, Valde looked really good.
All right. Well, I think that'll conclude the Counter-Strike portion of this show. And now,
Ruh-roh.
The hilarious portion of this show, which is going to be reading mean tweets to us.
Yikes.
Exciting times,
My favorite
everybody.
part of the show.
Here we go. Load them up.
All right. So we are going to do a series of these. Oh, yes. Me making fun of TSM. TSM loses their first game of the split in 25 minutes. That was really funny. You have so much game knowledge, but fuck it if you are not the most unlikable, grudge-holding person I have ever followed. I don't even know what to say to this. My name is fucking Monte Cristo. Do you expect me not to hold grudges? How can I make it more obvious that I hold grudges than literally naming myself after the Count of Monte Cristo, the most famous character in literary history for revenge and holding grudges?
He does not forgive. He does not forget.
Dude, that guy spent like 30 years of his life trying to get revenge. And he had infinity money. He could have done literally anything.
It gave him purpose, as it gives you.
You know, the moral of that story is actually that it was stupid and pointless, but, you know, I guess
Twitter,
I
yes. Well done, Monty.
So I don't know what to say about that. It's just all in the name. It's all in the name. It's not subtle. I actually find the difference between the NA/EU LCS formats in some are interesting. Homogeneity was boring. Oh, fuck off, you cunt. Appropriate time to gargle.
This is great.
Say it, finish
That's
it.
descriptive.
Keep
That's
it.
Appropriate
nice.
time to gargle on that riot cock. I don't.
Who would ever accuse you of gargling right? Like, that's fucking crazy.
So my favorite thing that fans did, because I just realized this many years ago, was that when people would call me a Korean dick sucker, I would just say, no, I'm a Korean fellatio enthusiast. And then I turned it into a funny thing, and then they couldn't accuse me of doing that
You just
anymore.
gotta play into
You
it
gotta judo
as-
flip them on that, you
Yeah.
know?
I mean, this guy's playing into his username, too, though. He is the Flame Train. So he's going to keep coming out with that hot fire. He's going to keep spitting.
I don't even. That's like the weirdest accusation of me ever. Okay, shut the fuck up, you selfish prick.
One like.
I am selfish.
I liked that tweet.
And I am a prick.
Me and Christine just sneakily liking these kinds of tweets. All right. Okay.
Straightforward. Imagine leaving a job and then constantly coming back to scream obscenities into the building's front door. Fuck off, Monty, you absolute man-child. No one gives a fuck about your opinion, you foul cretin. Well, actually, I have hundreds of thousands of people who follow me to hear my opinions, so I'm just going to go ahead and disregard that one. Also, imagine leaving a job and then constantly coming back to scream obscenities into the building's front door. Isn't that everybody's fantasy? Like, don't you wish you could do that? Just like walk away and then continue to torment the people that you left behind?
If HR
That's the dream.
Yeah, as long as security throws me out, I mean, I'm free to that space. So that's the point, I think.
I think that everybody would do this if they left a job they didn't like and you had the opportunity just to talk mad shit directly to them with no consequence anymore. What's better in life?
That's true.
Is again another
Can't
username.
argue with that.
Another great username. It's salty. So I mean, that's where it's coming from.
All right, here we go. Oh, this is a recent one. Sure is weird that TSM didn't announce any player signings today. Everything is probably fine. How much do you love TSM because it seems to be the only thing you talk about? Grow up and move on, you weird fuck. I actually do love TSM because they make me a lot of money, guys. So when I make things and content about how shit TSM are, it just fills my bank account with dollars.
Stay winning.
So I do actually really like talking about them for that reason. First off, it's fun because they're incompetent and poorly run, and they're so easy and to make fun of, and their fans are so garbage. But also, I just make money when I do it. It's the dream.
From the
It's the
TSM fans
dream.
themselves.
Yeah, it's
Even better.
exactly the hate. Yeah, here's the thing. Here's the thing that we always say. A hate view is exactly the same as somebody who likes you watching
still
the video.
watching the ads.
Yeah, exactly. I get the same amount of money no matter who's watching.
I think I'm learning a lot about my potential esports trajectory from you, Monty, because I need to make way more enemies. I think I don't have too many orgs that I don't think any orgs dislike me just yet, and I think that might be the road to success. So thank you. I'm learning from your tutelage.
It is very fun. It is very fun. And also, you get to. Oh, here we go.
All right. Christine, okay, so Christine says, fuck off, Maui, and I say, you won't say that to my face. You have yet to say it.
Yeah, fuck off, Maui.
Nice.
I'm crawling into my hole now. I guess she did it.
Wait, when did we type that? When did I tweet that even to you?
23rd of October.
That was recent.
Yeah, it's pretty recent.
That was recent.
Yeah, it was.
I forgot what this was even about.
I
think it was
don't remember.
because it's got Dagny in it, so it's got to be
Okay.
some DreamHack thing. I'm probably just saying nice things, and Christine just has to flame. So this is a good one. This is actually my first ever hate DM, so I brought it up for this segment. Just wondering what it's like being absolute shite at your job and having your whole career carried by Dundgren. He pay your rent too? Well, he did the hires for this event, so technically he does, actually. So yes. So the
paid mine
answer
as
to the
well, so-
question is yes, he does pay it. So yeah.
But you don't have a response to the other part?
The career carried by Duncan?
No. Being absolute shite at your job.
Being absolute
There you go,
shite.
Chris.
I don't think you're shite at your job, man.
Well, look at my pinnacle points.
Who took a shit in your cornflakes this morning? Is it really so hard for you to apologize for the comment, or at least for how you worded it? Instead, you double down and talk more shit, coming off really cringe and unprofessional here.
Oh, I know what this is
I
about.
know what this is about.
From
This is about
Zelsis.
Zelsis.
Yeah, the context here is good.
What is the context?
So at DreamHack, I mean, Potter, do you want to explain it?
No, go ahead,
Okay.
please.
So at DreamHack, Potter and I were going over a game that was, God, what was it? It was Zelsis' team.
Zip Pug Gods versus...
Zip Pug Gods. It was Zip Pug Gods.
Yeah.
So versus like Liquid or something like that. And so Christine had her complaints with how they played, and she did say they were washed up for a moment there, and Zelsis had some words to say back to her. And so this person, a Zelsis stan for sure.
I should have explained it from the beginning because Maui's already fucked it up.
Oh, okay.
That is not what happened.
Oh, fuck
In
off,
the
Potter.
death segment, I was saying that Zip Pug Gods, or their opposing team, it was Junior's team, Triumph. Yeah, it was Triumph, and I was saying that for Triumph's side, they can think
Oh, yes.
Zip
Yeah, that's
Pug
true.
Gods are washed up noobs because
Yes.
they've been in the scene for so long, and these guys are newcomers. And one of the Zip Pug Gods members got really butthurt about it.
Yes. You were trying to give actually an inspirational
I
speech
was!
for Triumph.
For Junior.
What they need to be saying to themselves in their team speak.
Yes.
And then they just took it like, oh, she's saying that to us
Yeah,
to
so
our face.
fuck you, external TV, Jared LFT.
Oh, he's looking for a team? He's looking for a team? You better.
He's looking for a team.
He's never going to find one.
Good luck.
I love these people.
Oh no, there's even more. This is on the same. This is the same.
It's still in the
It's the same
Zelsis chain.
context, yeah.
And you know, notice the tweet is deleted by Zelsis.
Yeah.
Its tweet is deleted by the author.
What a coward. Coward.
Pussy.
Only cowards delete tweets. That's people have come at me for that too and been like, Monty, why don't you delete tweets? I'm like, because I don't delete history. So, I just live with my life and I live with the mistakes that I make. And that's it. Anyway, continue with your reading your tweet because I'm entertained by this already.
We've already done it. LOL, pathetic. How do I find the GIF of an adult dunking on kids? Do you guys know what GIF I'm talking about?
No.
No, it's like the adult that shows up at an arcade and all these little kids are playing basketball on the little arcade game, and then he just comes and dunks on the arcade game and like pushes the little kids out of the way. That was the GIF I was talking about. You want credit for barely winning a match you should have won? Go practice.
Oh, from the 7 world time champion.
Oh my God, mean Christine makes the comeback.
That's some big gamer energy right there. I love it.
Yes.
I love
Go
it.
practice. Get back in the damn server, you child. Oh, yes. Christine, this is all you.
This is going on for a long time. We are still on
Just
the
the whole
same
segment.
subject. Holy. Okay, her job is to trash
There's
talk
Elsa's.
players and call us has-beens and haven't achieved anything. I guess I touched a lot of nerves on a lot of people with this tweet.
What did you say? You're pretty tame on the desk, Christine.
Yeah.
What
No,
happened during these games?
I guess I said has-beens. That's what it was. I didn't say washed up. I said has-beens, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
you did.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is so funny because the one time Christina's usually so nice, always like looking out for the underdog, how they have a great head on their shoulders, and then the one time you trash talk a team, or just even not even trash talk, just say a hypothetical, they go hard at you.
I think this is wonderful. I'm loving this.
Yeah.
Surely not another one. Okay.
Oh, this was a response to me. So, here's the thing, Christine. People trash talk you on my Twitter for some reason.
Yeah.
I really don't enjoy Potter, and when she's casting a match, it makes the whole match unwatchable for me. Sad face.
Unlucky. Well, then don't fucking watch it, okay?
Just turn on the Gall stream or something instead. Oh, God. You can watch it in Portuguese if you want.
All right, we do have a Thorin's response to mean tweets, which should be fabulous. I'm looking forward to this.
Right, this is Thorin. I'm going to be reading out some mean tweets, aka just reading Twitter. So it must be a D ending and a Y. Right, so the first one is going to be by Vadek 1997, so we know when this little noob was born. And it's a response to when I did a tweet, it was in July of 2017, where I said, there are talented people who put in hard work on Starladder broadcasts. Shame someone would disrespect their broadcast like that. Cheeky little beak face. Now, the context for this one was, I think this was when Don Stepan, the only Don worth a damn in esports, said like, fuck you, Thorin, or something on the Starladder broadcast because he was triggered that I'd said something about like the C.R.A.E minor being bad or something. So anyway, in comes Big Brain Vadek 1997 and he says, fuck you, Thorin, and stop crying. Right, first of all, yeah, fuck me was basically what the guy already said, so not even an original point. And then, and stop crying. You're crying. Self-awareness. Self-awareness? No. NPC. Right, next one. This is a banger, because it's when Device tried going off on me on Twitter because I made a light-hearted joke about Carrigan having beaten his team many times. So because Device went off and told me how I then wasn't allowed to congratulate him if he wins again, I just said, imagine how narcissistic you have to be to want praise and no criticism or memes when you lose and look absolutely terrible doing it. Fuck out of here. So then Device, because he is actually not only lacking in self-awareness, but incredibly narcissistic, had to come and explain to me directly that he's not narcissistic while talking about how not narcissistic he is in a reply to me. So he said, nothing narcissistic about it. At me if you have a problem instead. By the way, definitely not narcissistic. To talk about him, I have to actually directly address him using his @ on Twitter because remember, he controls the whole world. And he says, thing is, everyone understands why we are losing. Do they though? Do they? You never explain why. Shouldn't that be that tough for an esports historian to figure out, right? What is annoying is that you are just riding a wave and staying relevant by being edgy. Clown face emoji usage like that. So I just said to him, I thought it was a straight banger. I just said, I don't need to @ you, loser. Go call your girlfriend if you want to rage out about losing in the game. By the way, are they at straight fire? That should be in a mean tweets thing to Device if Astralis weren't pussies. So then in comes NZYT, and he says, 4x, obviously 4 times major winner being called a loser by a 37-year-old historian that only stayed relevant by being pro-dominantly, not even predominantly. Maybe that's some next level pod, I'm not getting there. Pro-dominantly saying stupid shit. You hate to see it. Do you hate to see it? Isn't that basically what your whole relevance is? That you one time, you could go and call, Mummy, the internet man talked about me in the mean tweet, yeah. Oh, I said he was not relevant and predominantly. I know predominantly is not a word, but he read the tweet. Mummy, Mum's not there. Who is this? Did she leave a note? Never mind. Back to the hole. So anyway, there's a funny joke about you not having a mum and having a really bad relationship with her. Right, so this one was in reply to a tweet from August this year, and it was when I'd said, Fnatic coaching staff justifiably took a lot of criticism this split, but you could argue their drafting versus Rogue is why they are going to Worlds now. Because basically they needed to win that series. They did win the series, and as a result, they got to go to Worlds. Obviously, they almost made top 4 there. So it's actually called a compliment, believe it or not. You know, I was making like a reasonable criticism and then complimenting them. So not like Fnatic have any mentally ill fans or anything. Let's see what the comments are. So Dank Sweg from USA, already know this is going to be a banger, says, you are not the esports historian. That title belongs to G-Bay. Cock. So first of all, I am the esports historian. I didn't even make that name up. Simeone from Faceit did. You don't even know who that is because you don't know esports history. I actually just explained esports history to you while I'm the esports historian. Sit the fuck down. And then secondly, when he says that title belongs to G-Bay, it's not an official title. Like anyone can call themselves that if they want. It's just that, you know what, let's see it in the court of public opinion. And then he calls me a cock, which is like, listen, you have no idea what I'm into sexually. And if I was, I'd be the cock of all cocks. Understand that? I'd be King Cock. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Right, this one is great because it's not even in response to a tweet. It's just a straight-up call-out for no reason. I haven't even said anything at this point in time. So in comes Virus, VYRUSS01, and he just says, esports historian, comma, more like delusional boomer. Now, what's amazing about this one is, it doesn't say esports historian, question mark, more like delusional boomer. His is just some sort of mad run-on sentence that doesn't even make any sense. And by the way, if you were going to be a historian, I think it's almost a prerequisite. You should probably be a boomer of some sense. And in terms of being delusional, I mean, everyone's delusional, aren't they? You know, like you think you matter. Right, anyway, the last one. This is going to be great, I can already tell. So this was 2 days ago where Potter, believe it or not, spoiler, I'm going to ruin the whole thing by preloading. This was a joke. She said, PSA, Thorin fucking sucks at Among Us. So then a guy replied with an image of me having blocked him on Twitter, apparently. and just said, wait a second, 'cause it disappeared, 'cause I even blocked. Just said, you mean the virgin clown sucks at everything? Well, all right then, you win, I guess. All right, there we go. Can't come back from that. I'm a virgin clown and I suck at everything, except blocking you on Twitter. Fucking killed that game, didn't I? You're still talking about it right now. You're talking about that like it was 4 touchdowns at Podunk High School years ago. Oh, tell you what. Yeah, you won't believe what happened to me over the weekend. I got blocked. Yeah, oh, fucking hell. Tell you what, I've got about 400 other people to call right now. Anyway, I'll see you later, mate. I'll be fucking hell, I can't believe this has happened to me. I hope it doesn't unblock me. What am I going to do? What relevance would I see it?
I do love the people who take being blocked as a badge of honor, as if, because it's probably the most consequential thing that's ever happened in their lives. So
It means for just a split second, a nanosecond, you actually read their username and had to click block. That's the most
true.
interaction they get from another human, probably in the last 3 weeks.
I mean, personally, I just mute most people because it's infinitely funnier to think about how they waste their time continuing to tweet at you without knowing that you're not seeing it. That's my favorite.
This is the move. This is actually the move.
It's good to know that they're screaming into the void. At that point.
Exactly. Potter, you're right, though. He does suck at Among Us.
Yeah, he does suck a little bit. But I can't. That was not even a script. Thorin didn't even take a breath. He didn't stop talking throughout
Well,
that
they
entire
did edit
bit.
it, to be fair. They did. They
I was
did
gonna
cut.
say, Jesus, Thorin, he's on fire right now.
But yeah, it you know, he, as we know, he can talk for a long time without taking a break. I think that's a very
You should make videos about that.
yeah. Maybe you should make like 30-minute long YouTube videos. By the way,
Yeah.
guys, just so you know, he's exactly like that in real life. There isn't a difference. It's just that 30 minutes of that in front of you instead of on YouTube, which is lovely in its way.
We should honestly just get a camera for when Anders and Thorin are in the same room, because those are some of the most just constant conversation. And I'm just sitting there like in awe, like, oh, that's what it's like to be tier 1 esports. Okay, that's what it takes. Okay. You just can't stop
It's true.
talking.
It's true. You know, you have to get the practice in.
Yes. Practice makes perfect. Of
All
course.
right. Well, that's it. That
Just
was
like
some
Zelsis
fun
needs
mean
to do.
tweets. Alan had no mean tweets. So send mean tweets to Alan, is what
Please
I'm
do.
saying. Please abuse Alan verbally. Please.
Get in there.
He's into it.
True that.
He hasn't been through the hazing yet. He needs to learn to develop the thick skin. Well, that's going to be it for the blind spot today. Tomorrow, winners matches. This will be good. Virtus
is much
Pro
better than
versus
today, that's for
Big.
sure.
Fnatic versus MIBR. These are some hype games. Which is the most hype game?
VP big.
Fnatic, MIBR.
I think they're
Are you
both
not on
good.
the VP big game?
I am on the VP big game. I'm not on the Fnatic MIBR game though. But I'm
think-
excited for that one.
I'm excited for both. I
Okay,
think they're
yeah,
both really
both
good.
are going to be really
And the
good.
good news is we've got Envy, we've got Dig out of the tournament. Every game now is going to be good.
Every game is good now. We're down to the final
Perfect.
6 here at Flashpoint. Thank you very much for joining us for another episode of The Blind Spot. It's been fun as usual. We will see you for some winners semifinals tomorrow. Obviously, some really fun games that are going to be going down. So those will start at 2 p.m. That is UK time, which is 3 p.m. 1500 in Central European time. Oh God, I already
Do the math.
no.
Quick math.
It's 6 a.m. Pacific time, 9 a.m.
Yes.
Eastern time in
Yeah.
the U.S. I did it.
3 a.m.
I did
Hawaii
it.
time for all the Hawaiians out there. Let's keep it going.
Shout out.
That fan base is growing steadily, like a big wave,
That's right.
like a big wave swell.
The big kahuna over here, Maui Snake, wants you to watch him on the matches tomorrow. Well, with that, we're going. Goodbye. Have a nice drink. Have a nice evening.
Nice! Got her.